Hey guys, what's going on? So I just want to give you advice on what to do if your bird has a night terror. So I was just kind of like standing around listening to music, and all I did was this. And I was not doing anything. But what happened was I went to go grab it, like tucked in his blanket like that, and he immediately flipped out Pepper. And so I thought, uh-oh, night terror, the first one. Well, luckily it didn't really happen, I think. Like, he tried grasping on my hand as if he didn't know who it was. Like, I think he was about to have a night terror, Pepper, but I immediately just, put my hand on the side of the cage, just, no, it's me, Mama. Come to me. And he immediately scratched my hand, so he knew it was me. And then I was like, okay, he's fine. Well, when it comes to you guys having birds, or anybody, for that matter, if you have a bird, especially a cockatiel, lesson learned when I had it with Violet and Nigel, okay? I learned the biggest mistake of all. Yes. I know we all love our pitch black rooms and darkened houses, but think of, of course, when you have a baby, of course you have the baby monitors and shit. You have a little nightlight on, but you think, oh, pets are fine, they'll be fine in the dark. Well, think of a bat, okay? Yes, they're blind at night. So, they use echolocation. Well, cockatiels and most birds are the same way. When it comes to darkness, full-blown pitch black at night, they act like they're blind. Isn't that funny how bats are the same way, but yet they don't freak out at night? That's because bats were born to be used to the dark. I think Pepper's somehow waking up because my loud-ass voice, I can't shut up. I just had coffee. So maybe I did something and got him startled. Anyways, so bats are born to be in pitch black. Well, birds are different. And most humans as well. Cockatiels have poor eyesight at night. You might think, oh my god, cataracts. No. That's just how they are at night. Well, I learned my lesson with Violet and Nigel, and I made a huge mistake. Well, it wasn't necessarily my fault, so it was mine and my grandma's mistake that we both learned from. And I should have told her at 7 a.m. when I was up chatting on Violet and Nigel. Yes, I kind of got asked, questioned, what are you doing up at 7 a.m.? Why are you chatting on the birds? I was afraid to tell her, okay? I know my grandma is not an avian vet, and I know the only thing she would have said was, oh, just sit by the birds, make sure he's okay. Yeah, that's a good advice, but better advice would have been take him out, or something like that. She would have wanted to help take him out, but to be honest, she's afraid of birds. I don't blame her because her dad had a cockatiel at some point in her younger age, or younger stages. She went over there one day, and the cockatiel was free-ranging the house, and basically spooked her and got her locked in the bathroom. So she didn't want to come out until the cockatiel was put away. The cockatiel's full force of flight was what traumatized her. Cockatiels are strong flyers, and they can go at you pretty quickly. not knowing which direction they're even going, which is kind of crazy. You know, you would think they're blind as a bat during the day, but no, they have perfect eyesight during the daytime. But, anyways, so I'll tell you the story and then I'll give you an advice. I'm sorry I said I was gonna do. Well, okay. The advice I'm gonna give you is do not have sudden noises around the birds or like have them in pitch black, especially if they're having undisturbed 12 hours of sleep. The advice I'm gonna give you if your bird is having a night fright is immediately sit by them, or if you can, take them out of the cage. You know, if you're sitting on the couch, like somehow lay back with the bird on your chest and stuff, cover him, and then just like reassure him or her that she or he will be okay. And then if you feel the need, the bird is falling asleep and calm enough to go back in the cage, slowly but surely, like, do not do it too quickly if the bird is falling asleep or is really calm. Put him back in the cage. Just sit with him for an extra 5 minutes just to double check. And then he should be on his way to back falling asleep. But if there's a result of an injury, that's when you take matters into your own hand. But anyways, so I learned the lesson. Me and my grandma both learned a lesson with Violet and Nigel when they broke a blood feather. Or one of them did. Well, I didn't know that my grandma was going to bed this one night. I think it was a Friday night. Yes, it was. It was a Friday night or something like that. And she's like, okay guys, I'm going to bed. Keep it down. I'm like, okay. Pepper is getting upset. Like I said, I have a loud ass mouth. I just don't know how to shut up. Anyways. So what happened is I didn't know for a good 2 hours at least. So I didn't think much of it. So I'm thinking, yeah, Grandma left the nightlight on. Well, I think we both learned the horrible truth was their first night terror. Anyways, at about midnight, I'm on my phone, and I think I was just getting ready to lay down. Yes, I was. I was on my brother's bed at the time before I was told to move. So he let me lay up there until he was going to bed. I was just getting ready to, like, close everything down for the night, whatnot, you know, like, say goodnight to the bird groups and whatnot. So I was doing that, and then I decided to check my notifications for YouTube one more time. So I did that, and I was like, oh, there's a video. So I watched it, and all I hear is screaming. So for a second, I'm thinking it's my brother's phone. And he says, no, it's Nigel. I'm like, oh shit. I immediately flung open the bedroom door and I bolted out there. I pushed over the coffee table. I immediately ripped the blanket off and saw they were having a horrific night terror. I was like, holy shit. I was so panicked. I gave myself a pounding headache. No kidding, I did. Because I was so stressed out. Oh my god, it was horrible. I remember just almost crying because I was like, oh my god, how much blood are you gonna lose? I was so scared. The next day, I ended up telling my grandma what happened. I was like, well, they had a horrible night terror. She's like, oh, okay. I ended up explaining why I was getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, look, Grandma, I know you might have been mad. I said, but it was for an understandable reason. I said that, the birds had their first night terror and I was so worried. And she's like, oh, okay. And I'm surprised because usually my grandma is near that countertop all the time, like cleaning and stuff. You would think she would have spotted blood on Nigel's wing and said, "Hey, what happened?" Then I would have explained right then and there. I was like, holy crap. But then again, she heard it when me and my mom were telling our grandpa what happened. And he, like, understood. He's like, oh. I was like, I'm surprised he didn't hear no screaming in the middle of the night. Like, you would think by us running out into the living room being loud, you would think he would have jumped up and said, hey, what's going on? What happened? I'm so surprised that nobody in the house woke up besides us. Like, Amaya was insisting I go wake them up. I'm like, I don't know. Like, they're not bird people. Trust me. So it was up to me, really, to decide what I was going to do. But I made the decision to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning to, like, reassure my birds they're okay. Nigel somehow let me touch the chest feathers. Oh my god, I felt so, his breathing was so labor. Like, I could tell he was so scared. Oh my god, I felt so bad for him. I was I just broke down crying. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Nigel. I felt so bad. But lesson learned from my last bird's night terrors is do not leave them in the pitch black. Make sure you have a small dim light on, or even the TV, but on dark mode, like whatever setting you would have on a TV. If you think your bird has handled the darkness before, then I don't see why not, but just be on the safe side, have a small nightlight on.